Mphephu, we established what is today known as the VBS Mutual Bank. The traditional leaders within VhaVenda were very instrumental in the formation and the development and the sustaining of VBS. VBS Mutual Bank has since then contributed immensely in the growth and development of this area, the VhaVenda and the people that live in it, and of course the Limpopo province by and large. We have noted that the report commissioned by the South African Reserve Bank, which was led by Advocate King had mentioned the name of Kosikuru TP Mphephu Ramabulana as one of the beneficiaries of such monies that were said to have been siphoned from VBS. His Majesty, in his capacity as the King of the VhaVenda people, senior traditional leaders in VhaVenda, headmen, headwomen, occasionally receive gifts and donations from various people, structures, organizations, and business. These are all received in good faith. It is a tradition that has been going on in African tradition for a millennia, if I may put it that way. The royal family supports the King, Kosikuru Mphephu Ramabulana, for the stance and the position he took in the response to the report by Advocate King. He offered to return all money that will be identified and proven to have been received from people, structures, or businesses, which was improperly or unlawfully taken from VBS. By doing so, His Majesty the King has shown leadership, and he has therefore set an example. He further committed himself to working with the Reserve Bank, the curator, in addressing all matters affecting VBS and his people. So we call upon all those who are in a position similar to that of the King to also do the same, to follow suit and make arrangements with the Reserve Bank or the powers that may be in order to make sure that all of those ill-gotten monies are then taken back to VBS. We also like to commend the ANC government, the ruling party, for taking a similar position in saying that they will return whatever was donated to them without their knowing that this was fraudulently siphoned from VBS. As to those who planned and implemented the stealing of VBS money, we say as the family, the law must take its course. The royal family is deeply touched by the fact that these unfortunate events have led to the present situation where VBS finds itself. As indicated above and in previous press statements, His Majesty traditional leaders are humbled by the voluntary support they receive from their subjects. There is no known record in history, and I'd like to stress that, no known record in history of VhaVenda traditional leadership showing subjects offering or accepting stolen goods. There's no ways that we, as a family, can know whether what people are bringing to the royal house is gotten from stolen or not stolen. It is a tradition that we accept the gifts that are bestowed upon us. But be that as it may, we have taken a hard look at the developments associating VBS, and we've had to take an introspection as a family to say, because this has now happened, how do we then move forward to ensure that this does not happen again? So we as a family are in the process of instituting an advisory board. That board's job will be to scrutinize all gifts from today going forward to ensure that those gifts have been properly gotten, to ensure that we do not receive gifts that are coming from persons who have not received those gifts in a proper way. So to ensure that board is going to be set up and is going to scrutinize all of those gifts to ensure that tomorrow when somebody brings something to the royal house, it must pass a certain test, and people must take a look into those individuals that are bringing it to ensure that they stand up to scrutiny, to ensure that this sort of thing does not happen again. So, like I just said, we're in the process of instituting this advisory board whose job will be to scrutinize all royal gifts and thereby excluding any possibility of accepting that which was not lawfully acquired. In the meantime, we strongly call upon our subjects not to offer or donate any gifts in whatever form if they know that these were unlawfully acquired. The VhaVenda traditional leaders will not and should not in any way protect those thieves, and instead, if ever we get a whiff of it, we must report it to law enforcement agencies. It is important that we also mention that the executives of VhaVenda Investments, which is reported to be highly implicated in the VBS scandal, publicly, they went on print media. I think there was a story of them in the Sunday Times, also acknowledged that they presented gifts, zinduba, to His Majesty. They have publicly offered to visit the royal house with formal apologies to His Majesty for bringing his name and the kingdom into disrepute. We have, however, declined to meet or entertain an apology at this very moment because the matter is still under investigation. The Ramabulana royal family commends the government for agreeing with the Reserve Bank to guarantee that was raised, which was able to cover up to 100,000 rand per depositor. We have also been informed that this was able to cover more than 97% of retail depositors. We however call upon those relevant authorities to ensure that more is done to have people getting all their money in both retail and businesses. We are aware of the efforts by a number of structures and entities that are working tirelessly to save VBS. We call upon our parliament, our government, to not let the rural people and the masses down. So we are calling that VBS must indeed be saved. Developments in the past week have revealed that some people in political parties are hell-bent on opportunistically hijacking the VBS scandal for their own ulterior motives and agendas. We would like to start amongst them is the SACP in Limpopo. Some of the executives were in the media. They are using their official capacity to get entangled in royal disputes, which really are not their domain, and they're trying to influence the Ramabulana royal family to dethrone or to remove the current king of the VhaVenda people. We are, as a family, extremely shocked about those developments. This is very shocking because we, as the Ramabulana royal house, have got our own customs and we've got our own traditions. And those customs and traditions dictate to who is ultimately Kosikuru ya VhaVenda, and not people that are speaking on public podiums. So we'd like to urge those to, when they are dealing with issues, they must just deal with issues that are relevant to them and not to enter into domains that are not their own. Those executives who are of the VhaVenda descent opportunistically rant their vengeance for what their families have lost in the contestation of the kingship in commissions and courts of law. So they abuse their positions as executives of SACP to try and destabilize the royal family. So we are extremely unhappy about those developments. The King Mphephu Ramabulana, the royal family, therefore calls upon the national leadership of the SACP to reprimand or discipline those members who have abused their executive positions by arrogantly and disrespectfully trying to intervene in the affairs of the Mphephu Ramabulana royal family. Should the national leadership find it necessary to engage us, our gates are always open to them, and we can always have formal discussions in an effort to try and forge an understanding pertaining to the VBS matter. Since the beginning of the VBS crisis, we've been getting reports from His Majesty the King regarding meetings and engagements he had continuously with the Reserve Bank, the curator, government, political parties, churches, civic structures, business forums, and the youth. We have commended him for doing that, and also we encourage him to continue working with people who are like-minded, who also are of the view that VBS needs to be saved. We would also like to urge members of the media, especially in radio platforms. We have noted with concern that people are using those media platforms to insult the king, to insult the royal family. We, as the royal family, are extremely perturbed about those developments, and would like to urge everybody who is finding themselves in a platform where they are engaging with the public regarding the VBS matter. We are saying let's engage with the matter in a respectful manner. in a manner that will not bring the royal house into disrepute. Bokosi Kulu is the custodian of our culture, the VhaVenda culture. So if you are a person, you find yourself in a media platform and you are engaging with either listeners or the public in general, do encourage them to be respectful. So we will also, just in ending, we would like to wish well the young learners that are writing their matric examinations. We would like to wish them well as a family, as the Ramabulana Royal House, and also those in institutions of higher learning who might be engaging in writing their exams at this time of the year. We would like to wish them well as the royal family. That concludes.
Then we are going to request Go Kotimnene to have a word in concluding the press statement, after which then we'll request Omakazi as well to have a word, and then that will be followed by questions that you people from the media will want to pose. Go Kotimnene.
Le sakuti munene wa VhaVenda lote ndo imela kotkulu ya VhaVenda lote nina boma kazi wa VhaVenda lote rine rikolibu wa makoti munene a Ramabulana rokubangana roto rali hapa ropa butungu musi richi pamapungo haya auri rine arongo nanga mbeu ya buti vatu bakunyaga uri ridoviri vape mutu rine rikuri rova rudzula rimakoti munene na zikazi ngauri kha buhosi vatu vafuna vatu dibe zori kosi imwe na imwe arali ikosi kana ndi gota kana ndi kosi kulu ufuna uva na ndu tharu ndu yothoma ibva kosi ya vuvili ibva kosi mune ibva ndumi ya vuraru ya bva khasi ro swi yita eswo ro dzhia Peter Toni sa khosi ya lushaka lwa VhaVenda arongo thoma rabera to populeta rote makoti munene na zikadzi ropfana zikadzi dzalizana mipululu rine ralocha uri Peter Toni ndiye nado ranga lushaka lwa VhaVenda phanḓa rova ri songo kambiwa rova ri to va soba as a judge zvino romunanga hoyo ene ako uri asi ene ndi bugu ya vumadima rine lushaka lwa Ramabulana ro tangana na mahosi ashu riko ri ndi ene zvino hei hava vene vakodi amba vako hamba vasi varine zvino hava vene vangali va SACP vene vari rinero nanga mutu asi ene vuhosi vuto ubebelwa avunangiwi vuto ubebeliwi zvino Peter obebeliwa vuhosi ho that's why rodzula rine makoti munene na zikadzi makoti munene a Mphephu Ramabulana ro pfana uri Peter udo ranga lushaka phanḓa lwa VhaVenda hayi muṅwe muthu arali a hone vho wa hoyo muthu ene a khou amba wa SACP ri khou muṱoḓa kade a ri nangele a thi wa vha ḓivha vhana vha Ramabulana a thi wa ḓivha vhafumakadzi vho Phethiki Ramano kade a ri nangele fhedzi arali a tshi khou amba a ene muṋe a songo tou rumiwa kade arali o rumiwa kade na muthu o murumaho ndiyasiyovulea tikati na makhoti mnene va Ramabulana na mahosi yavo rinero jiyapita ramuisa uri ndiye nene adzoranga lushaka lwa VhaVenda phamba ratenderana nasi munthu uvorivuza tori asiene ndi upiyo nerikori honoyo ndiyonoyo asizonei vomakazi khavadzodana lovunganepo
izvo ndizvone ndikuzvipfa onovuvuhusini yakuambiwa tanja vombuleni navo mushatoni mukomana wanga vongovuya vavujena avongovujena vuhosiyo vujena munna oyo unophiveri asiene toni ndiene unangi wanga makoti munene na dzikadzi zvino hangabi oyo ne yakuri kabe nandikomutodapa ajene adeya munche dotangana naye lushaka lwa Ramabulana luhone zvino hangabiya uyo ne aphi unyagojena avujene musadzi vujena munna oyo ne yakuphive unyagojena ngati jene hapa noni ndilandane
That concludes our business, and then we can request if there are questions from the journalists, we can take them. If you want to have interviews with the leadership from the Ramabulana family, you can as well do that after this press conference. We're going to take 3 questions and then answer them. If there are follow-ups, we'll do that. And after which then we can agree to close our business.
Yeah, my name is Rutano Bobodi from SABC Television News. Just one question from me. The issue of VBS affects the lifelong savings of the king's subjects. But he has not been talking to them directly. Why is he not talking to his subjects directly about this issue? Because when we came over here, we expected him to be in the thick of things.
Okay. Further questions, if any? Okay.
Thank you very much. I've been requested by the program director to deal with questions. Before the briefing, we've made an understanding that issues that pertains to the king himself, he has got a spokesperson, but in view of the fact that you continue to raise it, we'll be able to deal with it. We don't understand if you say the king has not been dealing with the subject directly. I don't understand what does that mean, because the king speaks with his communities in the various forms. It's stated in the press statement that we have already enunciated. The king has called upon all the stakeholders, people who have got influences or any other members, to sit the very same place where we're here. He addressed them before even the report that is called Terimuta report today was made to the public. Over and above that, the king in his daily duties, he engages with a lot of social activists. He has been churches, he has been various gatherings where he repeatedly addressed the issues of BS. The king has met with the Reserve Bank in a number of occasions, at least 3 times, where he met directly with the CEO of the Prudent Authority, Mr. Kube Naidu. And in all those occasions, Kube Naidu, on behalf of the Reserve Bank, together with the king, have looked at in a number of ways in which this matter can be resolved. The king has also met with the former minister in his capacity as a minister, that is Minister Nene. And over and above that, the king has met with the provincial structures of the governing party, the African National Congress, and also the government itself. The king has made all efforts, and he continues to make efforts to meet everybody who's interested, and he will address the nation if needs be. It is not a matter of just addressing the nation because you want to interest some particular people, and he will, if need be, address the nation.
Okay. Any follow-up? And if none, can we agree that that concludes our business? As I said, if you want to have a question or two with the leadership here of the Ramabulana family, you are welcome to do that.
Well, those were representatives of the VhaVenda King saying that he's prepared to pay back any money that was illegally given to him, and they're encouraging other people who are implicated in the VBS Reserve Bank report to do the same. And they're saying that they don't believe that there's any reason why the King should be asked to step down, but they are open to people in the community approaching them and discussing any reasons why, and they're prepared to, they're prepared to open themselves up to scrutiny. All right, we move on. A former senior Gauteng police officer will appear in the Johannesburg Commercial Crimes Court on allegations relating to the alleged irregular procurement of blue lights amounting to more than 60 million rand. Arrest warrants were also issued for 3 other officers and a police service provider. They face charges of fraud, corruption, forgery and uttering. They handed themselves over to police watchdog IPID this morning. Former President Jacob Zuma's lawyer, advocate Thabani Masuku, has told the High Court in Pretoria that a considerable amount of time has elapsed for both the DA and the EFF to bring a review application. Advocate Masuku says a principle of 180 days applies in this matter and that the time has elapsed. The DA and EFF filed papers at the High Court asking it to set aside a 2006 agreement the presidency had signed over legal costs Zuma incurred for his criminal prosecution. Following arguments advanced by DA lawyer advocate Sean Rosenberg and EFF's Tembeka Nukai-Toby, Masuku in his reply to their arguments says the two parties have missed an opportunity to bring this application at the appropriate time. The Verulam Magistrate Court north of Durban has heard that it may take 2 years or longer to bring the case about an alleged ISIS-linked mosque attack to trial. This has emerged during the bail application of 11 men charged with the attack on a Verulam mosque in May that claimed 1 life. The accused are also facing terrorism charges, violation of explosive devices, kidnapping and extortion. State prosecutor advocate Adele Barnard has told the court that they intend to bring an application in the United States to preserve the Facebook account of one of the accused. Applications for mutual legal assistance from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Tanzania and Burundi will also be made as part of the investigation. The case has been postponed to the 27th of November for judgment in the bail application. Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba has taken to social media and apologized for the pinky finger gesture he made during President Cyril Ramaphosa's oral reply sessions in Parliament yesterday. The gesture was made toward EFF MP Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, who took a swipe at Gigaba by suggesting that the president starts ordering low-tech phones that do not have cameras and cannot be hacked. This is in relation to Gigaba's sexually explicit video, which went viral on social media. Gigaba's gesture is seen as suggesting the size of Ndlozi's manhood. In his tweet, Gigaba added that the stress of the past 10 days has taken a toll on him, but the gesture was inexcusable. Well, those were your news headlines. Your market news coming up after a short break.
The Mountain Kingdom, the country which housed the liberation movement for many decades. Separated by this border.
That I don't like this border. because it doesn't make sense to me.
But the two remain allies. Watch African Perspective on Wednesday as we discuss Lesotho.
Information Communication Technology and Cybersecurity Minister Supa Bandi Wanzira has been released on bail of